You're looking at me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, why in the hell I'm here anyway. Nancy's original invitation said she hoped to fill this party with Jimmy's close friends and not have to go to B-list. Obviously, she had to expand that criteria because it's amazing the depths to which some Belfarians will stoop for free alcohol and a slice of cake. I'm here because I thought Nancy was giving away free artwork. Jimmy has given me advice twice in my life. Once was how to survive on the ARB. That worked out real well for them. Secondly was his marital advice.
You really followed that.
That worked out real well. So that's the reason I was hoping Nancy had some free artwork, because the interior of my house now looks like a turkey carcass 2 days after Thanksgiving. I was going to write something down, but up until noon today I was responding to discoveries and interrogatories with my attorney. Oh, I'm sorry.
James, I would give him that look.
The grip here has referred to Jimmy's terms as president. I will say this. Your term as president will be the standard by which every other president of Belfair is measured. And I can prove that because quite often I've been with our current president, Mr. Pilch, and people come up to him complaining, why the hell did you do this? What do you mean by doing this? His standard response is, would you rather have Weinberg? They immediately pat him on the back and said, good job. Speaking of presidencies, you don't often hear about birth certificates, except with our previous president. But Jimmy had a little unique situation with his birth certificate also. Not many people know this, but stapled to his birth certificate is a letter of apology to his parents from the makers of the condom.
You're sick.
I'm really sorry that you didn't wear your Bermuda shorts today. Nancy said you were going to. We have a group that plays golf on Mondays and Thursdays, and he's either wearing some shorts with sperm whales all over them, or Bermuda shorts or whatever. The five of us were going to try to dress like you tonight. The Grip, the Prez, Moon, Shamu, all of us. When we went to Walmart to try to buy those shorts, they said they hadn't sold those since the 60s. But that we might check with their store in Key West and San Francisco. But even they didn't have. We tried Amazon. They said everybody who buys these buys a shotgun. Seriously, Jim, all of us, whenever we are in your presence, feel a sense of envy. We envy those who are not here. But I knew this was going to be a toast, a roast, whatever.
Yes.
And I wanted it to, I know Nancy said no presents, but I was in Atlanta recently, or passing through, and I picked up a Chick-fil-A gift card. Now, I used part of it today for lunch. So.
I thought they closed.
No. But this is just not any Chick-fil-A. This came from the location that's regarded as, it started in 1946. It's regarded as where Chick-fil-A started. And I'm hoping that you will go there, because this might be the only time that you're the tallest person in the restaurant. It's the Dwarf House Chick-fil-A.
Take your buddy.
This guy's hilarious.
Some of you might think I'm kidding. There's the sign. I took a picture of it. Dwarf House Chick-fil-A.
Suitable for framing.
So Jimmy,
What?
More.
it's a time to get serious about everything.
And this isn't it.
This is it. I truly value your friendship like.
You can't get it out of his mouth, can he?
Like all of your friends here. So I wanted to get you something. I searched long and hard for this because I wanted it to not only be personal and unique, but something that everyone here would say, yes, that's appropriate. That's how we feel about Jimmy. And so I know that you like art, or you have to pretend like you do. So this is just another thing for you to hang on your wall.
We want you to open it. Open it, yeah.
Open it. I'm excited. It's okay.
This is a picture from my last colonoscopy. What could be more appropriate for you than an asshole? Happy birthday.
Wow. Wait. Moogie. Shouldn't we have...
Uh-oh. Everybody sit down. This is from Sam Gamble.
I will tell you that this has been edited.
It's been edited by you. I hope so.
Okay. As we pass through life, there are those people we remember for all kinds of reasons. You are one of these people that provide us with a wide range of memories. Jimmy, we have to hand it to you because most of the time you can't reach it. God only lets things grow until they are perfect. And you just achieved perfection a lot sooner than most of us. Sam has heard you say, I'm not short, I'm just compact and ridiculously adorable. Keep that thought, baby. Great things come in small packages, and yes, your stature is challenged. However, your character and heart are mammoth in comparison. You have touched many lives and have a way about you that uplifts many hearts. We are proud and fortunate to call you our friend. We are two neighbors who want you to know that we are among the many folks whose life is just a little happier because you are in this world. We wish you a very festive and happy birthday and many more. You can tell Sam's homesick, right?
You wrote this, Sam.
I was given this by Dr. Mannheim. I think he's probably donating you one of his pairs of shoes here, or one of them anyway. But he wants to explain some of your personality quirks. extraordinarily sensitive. Ask Rouse. His bow tie collection. Just ask Pee Wee Herman. What about his favorite breakfast meal? Fruit Loops. So, one of the things, when he went to the Hill School, this is the extraordinary thing that the class prophecy listed in the yearbook, most likely to never pass geometry but ace out in literature. Which is true.
It's true.
Yes. Let's see, what have we got? Because there's some, okay, as Belfair's president, when nobody ever found the missing $2 million from the Treasury.
Well, wait, Ray built his house.
Okay, that's good. And Deke got got cut in on it.
And
somewhere.
Deke moved next door.
Yeah. And I don't understand this one. It says never winning an insult debate with Bruce. The Master Andrews, 0 for 6 million.
This is.
You got some shoes with it.
No, I don't think so.
No, you got shoes, definitely. Shoes. You never know what's in there.
Real shoes.
Ah! Champions of the American League East to be.
Oh, dream on.
Oh, cutter cover.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he got both of those from the sex shop.
Yeah. Oh, the one on 170?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, what?
All right.
No, you guys. Okay. So you want to?
PT.
My turn?
Well, no.
The boys gonna go?
Yes,
Or are they just gonna get one?
You go.
All right. Well,
More to come.
it's pretty tough to follow some of these, so I'll take it down to a little bit more of a serious level. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. It's I think somebody might have mentioned before. I think are you the first man in our family to make it past even 70?
Yes.
Yes. So a few folks mentioned some of the ups and downs that my dad's had, health-wise over the years, and continues to knock it out. And Richard being here, also in the same boat, and having people here from various phases of our lives is just incredibly gratifying. And for as much fun as you all know my dad to be, he deserves all this fun that he has with you guys now, because when for much of my life he was really taking care of people more than he was probably looking out for himself. And so between my brother and I and my mom and his mom and other people that he really would take the shirt off his back for every day, we're just really happy to see that he's had time to be able to kick back and enjoy life now a little bit more for himself. All of you, most of you, obviously have only known him for a few years now, and we're getting a little bit older now. A lot of the way that I look at my dad and family is more kind of through children's eyes, and being married now with my own kids and looking back on some of the memories from when I was little, I see now a lot of things that you take for granted when you're a kid. When you're younger, you have your parents and your friends and your neighborhood and all that, and you just that's normal to you. But you don't always realize what you have. And some of the memories that I can remember of even just kids coming over in the neighborhood, and like when we went out and got the Suzuki Samurai and drove it to a party and had my middle school friends jumping on it, and there's a certain sense that you have of what a family is that you don't see much these days anymore. And just the loyalty and commitment that my dad had, every game, Wednesday, Saturday, if it meant traveling up to our schools, in town, despite having a busy job, he was always there, every game. And it wasn't just showing up. It was true commitment, true engagement, a good lesson for, I think, a world that we live in now where a lot of people are distracted and might be there, but they're not really there. And so, looking at my own family and the way I'm trying to be a parent and a husband, is really inspiring to look back, and also now to see that a lot of my friends would come over and they'd hang out, and you could see that, you know, when they saw my dad, that they were kind of jealous, you know, and would have liked that situation quite a bit. And you don't really realize that sometimes until you get older and you look back and you kind of see things in a different light. You know, Dad's also really taught me how to enjoy the simpler things and the right things. You know, good people like yourselves, a good meal. You all know that he has a great sense of the superlative. You've probably heard that there's at least 21 of the best burgers that you've ever had being here in Beaufort, and 50 of the best Reubens that you've ever had.
The last one he had.
Yeah, exactly. And I've certainly inherited that, much to some people's chagrin. But it's you know, it's just great to see that kind of zest for the right things and the right people is carried on through, and that now he's here with all of you, and that we're all together, and you know, having Sue and Richard from back, you know, from day one that I can remember to all of you as his newer friends, it's just really, really inspiring, and thank you all so much for being here, and love you, man.
There you go. All right, so I hate being serious. There's a lot of you guys in this room have played golf, especially when it comes to him. Really, it's actually so unnatural I had to write it down and talk about it a little bit this way. So thank you to everyone for coming, Mom. Thanks for putting all this together. I know it was a lot of work, and that. And yeah, thanks for all your help. You know, it's again, I don't love to be serious. Where do I even start? You're old. Very old. You're short. Really short. Thank you. But you know, it's funny that events like this, you know, as Scooter was alluding to in a lot of his comments, it just really makes you think a lot, especially, you know, as someone with young kids and being a young father, and just really stepping back on an occasion like this and looking at my dad and just realizing that how lucky we are. And I can always remember this, you know, you've got those things that have been said repeatedly over the course of your life that just resonate with you. And I've always, one of those things is, you know, you'll understand when you're a parent. I can't remember how many times I heard that growing up. And it's so true. And, you know, it's been life-changing for me, and I think it's candidly all about my dad. You know, it's just, again, we're incredibly lucky to have had the relationship that we've had. My brother and I are very different, and yet we both have this, you know, this tightness with our father. That's I think what everyone strives for. There's just not really a much more pure, kind of true guy out there. He's always been, you know, true to his wife, true to himself, and all the people's lives that he enters. He's just got impeccable values and the morals that he instilled in us. Really, I'm sure I can speak for Scooter, where I'm really grateful for that. I mean, he's always stressed family and friends, and how indicative is this gathering of that, where there's friends from all stages of life, and, you know, some people he's known probably a year, and some people he's known 74 years plus. So, you know, to me, it's about, with my father, he's always been there, as Scooter said, he's always been there, and not in an overbearing way. You know, I feel like he always gave us enough slack to kind of learn the ropes a little bit of life, but never enough to really hang ourselves. And I think that's kind of a lost art in parenting, especially in our generation, where it's just so over the top. And really taught an independence from sending us away to camp when we were 8 years old for 2 months a year, We both ended up in boarding school, but that was not forced on us. It was really just, the way education was stressed in our family, and the focus that he and my mom put on that, and the sacrifices that they made to send us to these schools. I mean, Scooter again alluded to it in his comments, but I mean, they didn't go on vacation for 8, 10 years, something like that, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, they literally changed their lifestyle for us, and not a lot of people are willing to do that. And that's again just kind of reflective of who my father is.
Big waste on you, by the way.
Yeah, I did not do well in school, but that's all right. But no, I mean, it's funny. I don't have that many and first of all, we had to wrap this up. I know everyone's been really patient listening to the roast and everything like that, but it's not like there's all these specific memories. It's just there's so many that you can't even pick some, and it's just again this guy's always been there for you, and he's always been there for the people in his lives, whether it was his family or his friends. And I mean, I was playing catch with my son the other day, and we were counting, how many times we could do it before someone dropped it, right? And I remember this vividly in the yard in Stoner Drive when I was 8 years old, doing the same thing. And it really, again, an event like this really kind of makes you reflect on that. And my son with the nicknames, he's already trash talking people. He's 4 years old. Joking around in the naps, and it's just the one thing the one anecdote I want to give is, he always saved everything. Right, when we were kids, I remember so annoying. He's like, "Oh, give me that report card," or this or that. And the best gift I have ever received to this day, and I'll be 40 this fall, is on my 21st birthday. I got a scrapbook, and it's about yay thick, and literally it starts with the birth announcement in the Hartford paper, all the way up to pictures from the week before the birthday party, and we were out with my friends, and it's got report cards and letters that I wrote from camp, and little business propositions that I, and all these pictures, and just kind of encapsulating every phase of life for that 21 years. And that's just a microcosm of who he is. He appreciates life and family and friends, and again, he's just got this kind of unshakable core of values that I think we've been lucky enough that it's hopefully permeated to us. And the fact that that's my most valued possession, and I've got a nice house, and I got some cool stuff, and I got a car when I graduated high school, but that's not my favorite present. It's that scrapbook, and that's a reflection of him that, we can sit here and talk about how that's the coolest thing in our house. Again, I'll kind of wrap it up, but I started a file cabinet in the basement, and got a lot of cool stuff that Charlie and Penny have been up to at school, and I could go on for a while, but given your advanced age, we'll wrap this up. But the other cliche that always stuck out was he was always like, you only have one name and one reputation, and that should be the foundation for how you behave personally, professionally, and that really was kind of the biggest staple that I've taken away from being raised by this man. And all I can say is that I'm honored to have your name. And I can only hope that when I'm old and decrepit that I'm lucky enough to have your reputation. And you've accomplished many great things, and you've done that while never compromising who you are and what you believe in, and something to be really proud of. And happy birthday.
Okay, well, the cake is out, so I'm going to be very brief. As Nancy and the kids know, birthdays, my own birthdays, has rarely meant very much to me. Nancy's birthday and the kids' birthdays, and obviously the grandchildren's birthdays have meant a great deal to me. But when I woke up a few months ago and realized I was going to be 3/4 of a century old, I said, Jesus, that's old. And Nancy said to me, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to get the people that I care most about in one room. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here. But seriously, Nance, my best buddy, my best friend, once again, you've outdone yourself. Thank you. And the boys, I just feel so incredibly proud of them and their spouses, and I hope all of you have met Maggie. Where's Mags? There's Mags. And these grandchildren, the best in the business. Unfortunately, P.T.'s wife Molly could not be here. She's 8 months pregnant, and they have a 4- and a 2-year-old who we probably figured would not get along with this group very well. So unfortunately, they couldn't be here. The only thing I can say, there are some people that are not here that we wish were, who are traveling or for some other reasons could not be here. But in all candor, the people I care most about are in these rooms here. And I consider myself very wealthy in my friends. And I thank all of you for sharing this with me. And you've actually done such a nice job that I'm thinking of having another party next year.
I want to say something about one person special who hasn't been mentioned tonight.
So,
One person special tonight who has not been mentioned today.
go ahead.
Your mother.
Yeah.
Your mother and my wife, Susan, shared a relationship that is unique. Susan was a daughter that I never had as a mother. You know, best family relationship ever. She and your mother were born 30 days apart to the day.
30 years apart.
30 years apart to the
Years
day.
apart, come
That's
on.
like days here.
When she was 70, your mother would have been 100. And that's an amazing thing.
Yep.
So that's just yet another grasp of history and camaraderie and family that just think about those of us here who did not know your mother. They
Well,
missed something.
Those who did not know
Did they
this,
ever
somebody
miss
terrific.
something?
They missed something.
Wow.
At any rate, thanks for being here, and by the way, this cake does not signal the end because there's a lot of booze left here. A lot of booze.
Jim, your granddaughter, Tori, would like to sing you a song.
What song?
You want to?
Roll it, baby.
Happy birthday?
Oh, sure.
Sure one.
That was
Appropriate.
Edelweiss.
You do it.
Do whatever you want. Just sing it.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
Okay, that was just.
I know.
You sing